Hey everyone, Cal Ewing here. And I was just sitting at my kitchen table this morning, analyzing some deals, hoping to make some bids on some non-performing notes. And I was doing a property tax search, and I thought, well, this would be a great opportunity to share a video on how I do it and hopefully help you, whether you're buying mortgage notes or you're buying houses, you're doing maybe direct mail or Facebook ads or whatever to buy houses directly from homeowners. Learning how to check property taxes and see if there's any taxes owing by the homeowner is crucial. For a note investor, it's very important because you want to know, especially if it's a non-performing note, you want to know if there's taxes owing, because if you buy that note and say the borrower hasn't been making their payments on their mortgage, probably they haven't been making their property tax payments. And if the lender's collecting escrow payments for taxes, we don't know if they've advanced that money to pay the taxes or not. So it's really important that you check taxes owing as a note investor, because if you buy that note, you need to get them paid. You're going to have the money and budget that into the deal in order to make sure that the county doesn't foreclose out from under you. Because even if you buy a first lien mortgage note, property taxes can supersede you and the county can still foreclose out from under you, even if you have first lien position. Okay. So the county and property taxes always have priority, and you don't want to lose your investment because the property was sold out from under you. Okay. There are ways around that if it happens, but you don't want that to happen. Okay. Now, if you're buying houses, say you're a wholesaler, a flipper, whatever it is, and you're marketing directly to homeowners, before you meet with that homeowner, it's a good idea to get a better picture of, what their situation is. If they're motivated, you want to check property taxes, because maybe they're getting behind in property taxes. Maybe the county is threatening to foreclose on them for unpaid taxes. So the more you know about the homeowner situation, some of the pain and struggles that they might be having, whether that's financial or condition of the property, the better, because then you can come in and know the full story and be able to negotiate with them and better solve their problems. Okay. So I always liked, when I was wholesaling houses, I always like to check property taxes and just see if there's taxes owing, you're going to offer to pay those off. Obviously, you would probably lower your offer price accordingly. But it's good to know what kind of situation the borrower is in before you go and meet with them and look at the house. So note investors, real estate investors, it's good to know this. And I'm going to show you right now how I can pull property taxes in any county in the USA. Okay. And I'm going to use a note that I'm looking at right now as an example to show you how this works. So I'm looking at a note tape here. Let's just use this first one. So the city where this note and this property are located is O'Fallon, Illinois. So the first thing I do is I go to Google and I just say, what county is O'Fallon? And I've already done this once. So and it says St. Clair County, Illinois. Okay, so if you're investing, buying notes out of state or in a different area, this is how you can figure that out. Otherwise, if you're buying in your own city, you should know the county name. Okay, so St. Clair, Illinois. So the next thing we do is we go to a website called Netr Online. Okay, go there. And you want to go to the public records online. And then you can choose whatever state you're in. So this one is in Illinois. Okay, so now that we're in Illinois, you can either scroll down. They have a list of counties here, but it's easier if you just go down here. St. Clair. Now, Netr Online gives you all of the county offices and other information, the website. So some of the stuff, like this one here, the recorder of deeds, if you wanted to pull the deed history, you have to actually subscribe in this county. Other counties, it's free. But luckily for us, if you go to the treasurer, sometimes it might say tax office. Different states and different counties have different names for the various offices. But oftentimes it's called the treasurer or tax collector. And that's usually different than the assessor's office, but not always. So in this case, it's the treasurer. And then they should allow you, sometimes you have to look around on the website a bit to figure it out, but they should allow you to search that specific parcel or that property. And you can often do it either by the owner's name or the street address or the tax ID number. Okay. So those are details you're going to need to have. In this case, I'm going to get the owner's name, Edward Dixon. So we're going to go Dixon, and usually you have to put the last name and the first name. And then it's going to give me the possible addresses. And I know that this is the one here. So I'm going to click on it. Okay, and it's going to give you a variety of different information. You can look at all the different tax years. And again, every county is different. The information and the website system that they use, the way they display the information is going to be different all across the states. So you're going to have to look around and try to find the information you want. But what I was able to find earlier when I looked at this one was here, payment history. Okay, so you can see here, all the way back to 2000, all the taxes have been paid, except for the 2023 tax year. So I know that if I buy this note, I am probably going to have to get these taxes current because this is a non-performing note. So I'm going to factor that into my bid, knowing that part of my investment is going to be in paying these taxes and getting them current. Okay. Now, if you're negotiating with a seller, I'm going to stop sharing here. If you're negotiating with a homeowner to buy their house, maybe they're, $5 grand, 10 grand behind in back taxes. And so you can use that and understand that they're probably pretty motivated to get out of that tax debt. And so that might be an indication that this is a motivated seller with problems that they need your help to solve by buying their house. Okay. So part of your negotiations could be like, yeah, we'll get your taxes current. We'll be able to do all that. We'll be able to help you move or whatever it might be. Figure out what their problems are. And one of those problems is probably the property taxes that they can't pay off, right? As a note investor, I might be able to use this to get a better deal. I would go to the note seller and say, look, I noticed that this much property tax is due. I'm going to have to pay this. And so therefore, this is why my bid's where it's at. I backed my bid off, faded my bid by this amount because I've noticed that I now need to pay property taxes when I buy the note. So that's reason to justify why your bid is where it's at. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. A little behind the scenes video here for those of you that are getting into real estate or notes. This is how I do it. NETR Online is the website. Super handy. I use it almost every day. Take care.